So, skill-based matchmaking is a common ongoing topic in the gaming community, and I've made 2 videos on it myself. One on the side of it's not that bad of a thing, it has a purpose, and the other understanding why people hate it. Those videos are mostly related to shooters, and I've never took into account fighting games, racing games, and sport games. So for this video, not only want to talk about it from those games perspectives, but also talk about what people who are against SBMM don't understand. Let's start with that last bit. Usually when people talk about SBMM, you have good players who want a break from playing against equally skilled players. They want to let their hair down and turn up some music and just stump players who are obviously worse than they are. This is especially the case when you're a content creator, because as a content creator, you don't want to post gameplay of you having a hard time, barely going positive or losing. You want gameplay that makes you look like a straight up biblical beast for your viewers to see. And I understand that completely. It's refreshing and more fun to have those relaxing games where people aren't sweating their balls off. As a competitive person, I like sweaty lobbies, but that's just me. I have to take into consideration that thousands to millions of other players who play the same games as me don't think the same way and have fun in different ways. Part of the issue with our society right now is we don't care about those around us, just ourselves. This is a community, and in a community, you have to see all sides and care about all those who are partaking in that community. The side that isn't seen in this conversation is the casual player. People who, have this conversation never think about what it's like for them to go through any of this. What's it like to get straight stumped over and over again? For some, it makes them run to offline game modes. For others, it makes them abandon the game entirely. Which the end result is, the game having to match good players against good players anyways, because there aren't that many lesser players playing the game anymore. So even without skill-based matchmaking, you kind of end up playing sweaty lobbies anyways because all the casuals have left. Skill gaps matter for the player and the developer. Developers can maximize how much money they make if there's an audience of people who won't buy the game or stay playing a free-to-play game and buy microtransactions. The survival of a game requires there to be casual players and hardcore players, not just one or the other. If someone is a new player to a game like let's say Street Fighter 6 and they match up against a seasoned vet and get flatlined, that new player might never play Street Fighter online again. They don't want to be facing clearly better players than them. If someone is a Division 8 player in FC24 and they go play friendlies to do objective dedicated to the friendly game modes, but face someone who is Division 2 or often 19-1 or 20-0 weekend league player, they might never play friendlies again because they don't want to face people who are that huge of a skill distance from them. It's the equivalent of having Manchester City play against Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. For those who don't know what that is or who that is, that's an American soccer team in the USL, which is a lower division, than MLS. Man City will score a lot of goals, but it wouldn't be fun for Riverhounds. And if Man City had to face nothing but USL teams consistently, those players from Man City would also stop having fun too. Blowing out teams can get boring. Iron sharpens iron. You get better when difficulty is gradual, not immediate. So you get better by facing people who are on your level and then surpassing that level to face a new group of players. The IRL comparison to this would be promotions in sports that happen at least. You win enough in one division, now you're being promoted to the Premier League, for example, to test if you're a better team than you were before. When you get there, you aren't just tested to see if you're good enough to be in that position to begin with, but you're also tested to see if you can become even better than you are, if you can get higher and maintain that position. A team like Manchester City wouldn't need to buy players like Erling Haaland if they aren't facing Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham, and the rest of the Premier League. Real Madrid wouldn't need Vinny Jr. or attempt to sign Mbappe if they don't have to worry about Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. All those teams are good and get better because they're facing the best players in the world. Again, iron sharpens iron. So yes, friendlies in SC should have SBMM. Division 8 players shouldn't be consistently facing elite division players and weekend league players. Now, racing games. Depending on the type of racing game you play changes the identity of a skill gap in skill-based matchmaking. Arcade racers are usually more casual. The players are mostly tasked with just controlling their car and nothing else other than just controlling their car and making small upgrades to it here and there to just improve speed. Compared to a racing sim, there is more to what a player has to do, needs to know, and the skill gap is way more present. If you're playing Midnight Club or Need for Speed, you aren't tasked with the same things as someone who plays, Forza Motorsports or Gran Turismo or Dirt Rally and other racing sims. Everything is on a higher difficulty scale when it comes to a racing sim compared to an arcade racer. So a casual player in the latter would have an awful time facing vets with the racing setups that they spend hundreds to thousands of dollars on. So again, in something like a racing simulator, skill-based matchmaking is needed to keep those racers who need all the assistances on and face similar skilled players. Now, let's switch back to the perspective of a good player to talk about why all of that might make sense but still sucks. SBMM might be exciting for competitive players, but as I said at the beginning, players want to let their hair down. SBMM, like most things in life, should exist on a spectrum. What that means is whether or not it should be present should be based on a case-by-case situation or case-by-case game by game, and mode by mode. The reason SC Friendly should have SBMM is because there's a win condition. When you will have objectives that say win 2 games to get rewarded, win 10 games to get rewarded. By having win condition rewards, you switch that mode from being casual to competitive. A casual mode shouldn't have reward objectives. By doing so, the Division 8 players who are facing 28-0 weekend leaguers will never taste those rewards and won't even bother with the other rewards that the objective has, like, just play 5 games. On the flip side, in a game like Call of Duty, Overwatch, Halo, Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege, if the players aren't playing in casual modes like Quick Play, Ground War, Domination, Rush, Conquest, or, again, in R6's case, casual, there shouldn't be skip-based matchmaking. There are no win conditions in those modes. There are no ranks, no win X number of games to receive a reward. It's just a casual mode. Those modes maintain being casual by not having a win condition reward attached to them. The TLDR for this video is everyone is both right and wrong about SBMM, including myself. I'm biased. I'm pro SBMM for my over competitive nature. I like having these sweaty games. I like being a try hard. That's just who I am. I have more fun with tight close games than blowouts. Making content is more entertaining in my opinion, not just as a creator but also as a viewer when it's a competitive match. As a viewer, because I'm also a viewer, like I said, I don't want to see easy games. I want to see those tight games. I want to see, like, if you're an R6 fan, the best games at R6 are usually ones where it's a back and forth kind of matchup, where teams are going overtime, not when a team is stomping someone. The best sport games to watch isn't when a team is winning 7-0 in baseball or 7-0 in soccer. It's when it's a close game and you have that emotion and that personal attachment towards what's going on. When you see how the players are reacting to every score that they get, because every score matters. Competitive matches is more enjoyable. This is why it's hard for developers to implement SBMM well. On a spectrum, all the pluses and minuses are pretty much equal. It's a tough situation with no real solution that will make everyone happy. That matters. You can't cater to one or the other as a developer. That will hurt your profits. If you choose one side, then you lose another side. If you choose the other side, you lose that other side. So you have to find a way as a developer to have a balance between it, and that's hard to do. There is no real middle ground. No matter what, someone will be unhappy. So anyways, with that being said, that is it for this discussion video. I hope you all enjoy. Leave any thoughts you have in the comment section below. I'm sure it will jog some thoughts. There's people who just don't care about other people and they just want to have their own fun. And if it's unfun with somebody else, that doesn't matter to them. And that is what it is. You are you, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless of what I say in this video or anyone else says in their videos. But I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on my live streams over on Twitch, which I stream every Wednesday through Saturday. The link to that is below. As well, we have a sport channel. We also have more. We have more than one channel in general, but we're kicking things up on a sport channel. So if you want to see me play video games that are sport related, head over to the sport channel. There's a link tree below that links you to all of my channels, and as well as in any ways you want to support the channel, as well as my socials. That's a long outro. I know someone's going to complain about that. This outro's too long. Get it over with. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all stay safe. Be a boy. I know this. Deuces.